Hi everyone, welcome to Awkward Author. My name is Alyssa Grasso. This is a weekly vlog slash podcast that I put out talking about my awkward author life. I have a sleeping dog beside me here, so you can see part of him on the floor here. He's resting. He had a rough night. It is the Tuesday after Memorial Day as I'm making this, and well, my neighbors decided to have a picnic in the backyard with fireworks, and my dog never used to be bothered by fireworks or thunder. He was one of those dogs that never cared about that. But now, in his old age, he has become very terrified of these loud booming noises. And so he had a pretty rough evening, and I think he's sleeping it off now. But yeah, what has been going on in my awkward author life? I have not been doing much on the author front. As far as like writing progress, like it has been pretty much nothing. And that is because I've been busy with what I call my day job, my reselling job. I had a very busy week, and that is what I spent most of my time doing. I really didn't get much work done. I think I sat down a few times to try to like work on stuff, and it just wasn't happening. And I've seen stuff going around lately, like on Twitter and stuff like that, where somebody will, make one of these blanket statements like, if you want to be a writer, you have to write every day. And then, all these writers respond and say, no, you don't. And that is something that I think is very important to keep in mind. Like, everybody is different, and every writer is different, and how you write and when you write is different. And, people have day jobs, or they have families, or they have, something else going on in their life, and they can't necessarily write every day or even every week, and that doesn't mean that they're not a writer. Plus, what do you define as writing? Is writing actually sitting down and, typing out something, or, writing, by hand something, or can writing also be the stuff that you're doing in your head as you're thinking about something, maybe while you're, doing your grocery shopping, or, doing your laundry, or, doing some chore or something, in the shower, before you go to bed. There's probably ideas going around in there, and that's still part of writing, and I think that's an important part of writing, because I notice with myself, like, if I give myself time to think about something, I can usually come up with something even better than, my original idea. As something percolates, it becomes more developed, more, how could I put it, more fleshed out. It actually becomes a better story the more time you're able to give something to grow and think about it more. So anyway, yeah, I don't really have writing progress to report this week for you, because it just hasn't been that sort of week. It has not been a very productive week on the writing front, and I feel bad about that, even though I don't think I should feel bad about that. Like, a part of me is like, okay, I got to get more done. One thing I've been focusing more on and spent a little bit of time on this week is looking more at marketing, because what I'm seeing as I'm figuring this out is, like, if I am not actively, marketing my books in one way or another, I'm not selling books. I have to, in order to sell, you have to market. And I am anything but a master at marketing, and I'm just figuring this stuff out and learning stuff as I go. So, I'm trying to figure out what works and to do more of what works, and try out different things too to figure out, what works for me and my books. It's a challenge. It really is. And, so I'm figuring this out as I go along. One thing I have noticed with Amazon marketing ads, AMS ads, they have a shelf life. Like, you set, the terms of your ad when you're setting it, like how long you want to run for and stuff like that. But that doesn't necessarily correlate to how long it actually runs for. Like, there's a point where you can see, like, this ad is not running anymore because there's no impressions, no new impressions, or barely any new impressions. And, I've read a lot about this. I've read books about this. I've, been on forums, and no one has really an explanation for why, like, ads just seem to shut off, but they do. And that is something that, it'd be nice if they could just run, because, like, once you find one that's working, you want to just keep running it. But unfortunately, you have to keep constantly, tweaking and adding new ads, copying and, revising and all that stuff. So I had not done anything with AMS ads for a while, like for a couple of weeks. And so, those kind of dropped off. So you got to constantly be doing stuff. And that's something I'm struggling with, like balancing day job and writing and marketing, which, to me are two separate things, even though they're kind of connected. I did promise you this week, though, that I would give you a recap on how my freebie promotion went for Ferocity Summer, which I did like 2 weeks ago now. So that book, Ferocity Summer, which is my second traditionally published novel, which, I got the rights back for. I have that out there as a Kindle Unlimited book. So the ebook's only on Amazon. I do have a print copy also available that I published through CreateSpace. And as you might be aware, when you have a book in Kindle Unlimited, you are eligible once per enrollment period, which is 90 days, to put out what am I calling it? To put it out for free, like a free promotion for, I think it's like 4 days, 5 days, something like that. So I tried that with Ferocity Summer. Now, unfortunately, I didn't plan that well. I happened to try it on a week that I was kind of busy, and so I didn't do as much marketing around that freebie promotion as I should have. Basically, I only advertised it in 2 places, so I'll give you the rundown on that. First of all, in total, 32 copies of the book were downloaded for free, which really isn't that many. So I advertised it on Facebook. I ran a Facebook ad for it. It was a pay-per-click ad, I believe. Yeah. So that ad received 2,020 impressions with 28 clicks. And it cost me a total of $15.74. So I was paying 56 cents per click on that ad. And then the other ad I ran was on BookBub. The Facebook ad, I think, was just a single ad that I ran. The BookBub ad, I actually ran like 4 different ads because I was targeting by different authors. So I ran 4 different ads targeting. Some were targeting more than one author. So 4 different targeted ads, I guess I would say. I had a total of 1,255 impressions across the board for those ads with 10 clicks. So I spent a total of $3.55 with an average of about 36 cents per click. So a little bit cheaper than the Facebook ad. Like a Facebook, I was paying 56 cents per click, BookBub 36 cents per click. Total ad spend on BookBub, of course, was a lot less because it was $3.55 versus $15.74. Also less clicks. I had 10 clicks on BookBub versus 28 on Facebook. Now, like I said, there are 32 downloads. I don't know if all 38 of those clicks were a download because I also did promote it elsewhere. Well, I know all 38 of those weren't downloads because I only had 32. But I also, I posted it I sent out my newsletter, my email newsletter, posted on social media channels. So talked about it here. So, some of the downloads might have come from those sources as opposed to from the ads that I ran. But just to give you an idea of what went into that. So to give away 32 copies of my book, I spent less than $20, I guess, altogether. So I guess that's not too bad. I don't know. Will it generate sales down the line? I don't know. I know I looked the other day. I didn't get any additional reviews on the book, which I was kind of hoping to get, and I might still. I mean, this wasn't that long ago that people downloaded it, and some people probably haven't even read it yet. You download something and then you read it when you get a chance. So, I mean, I don't know how that'll go. Maybe down the road I will see additional reviews coming in as a result of that giveaway. And again, it was only 32 copies, so didn't make a huge dent in any way, I guess. But it was just interesting to see how that went. Got a little bit of ideas as far as like the targeting on BookBub. How did I guess I targeted the Facebook ads by author interest. I find the Facebook targeting a little, it's not, I guess it depends on what genre you're writing in, but it's not as easy, I feel like, for if you're a young adult author, which again, young adult, my primary audience is teens who are not on Facebook, really. I mean, hardly at all. But also, with YA, there is a secondary market, which is the adult readers of YA. So that's really, I think, who I'm targeting with Facebook for sure. I'm not sure who I'm targeting with BookBub. Like, are there teens that get BookBub? Are there teens that read emails? Maybe. So, I'm not sure who I'm targeting there. I'm not sure who I'm targeting there in terms of age range, I should say. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the results of that little promotion effort. And like I said, I'm still figuring out this marketing thing. I don't have all the answers. I don't really have any answers. I'm making it up as I go along, guys. That's what I feel like. And yeah, I'm working on putting out another BookBub ad to promote Unnamed Roads, which I don't know how well that's going to work, because that's not on a discount or anything like that. It's not free. It's not even discounted right now. So yeah, BookBub readers tend to be the ones that are looking for the deals and the discounts. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. That AMS ads, maybe we'll try some more with Facebook, see what I can do with that. But that is where I'm at right now as far as advertising and stuff. And I will be, next week will be beginning of June, so I will have a new report on my sales and spend for the month of May, and just let you know how things went. I feel like sales have tapered off, at least at the end of this month, because I haven't really been doing anything. I really have kind of I've put the writing stuff, even the marketing of the writing, on kind of a back burner as I work on other stuff. And so that's the challenge I have right now, is trying to figure out, I guess, a way to balance everything that I do. And I don't know if there is a single solution. It might be just what works this week, what works next week, that sort of thing. I'm not a good person with schedules. I really do not, it doesn't work for me, schedules. You just gotta do what you gotta do. And yet at the same time, I do have certain routines, especially with the day job stuff, that, Monday's the day I do this, Tuesday's the day I do this, that sort of thing. But I'm also pretty flexible and, roll with the punches. And the problem with that too is that works when I'm not too busy. But when I have a busier than normal week, Friday is the day that I do this, but I might not finish that on Friday, so I might be working on that on Saturday and Sunday and Monday too. And that's kind of what's going on, I guess, right now for me, is I'm constantly playing catch up, I think. And so it's tough to keep up with everything and still do, the writing and the marketing of the writing. So that's really where I'm at. The only other thing I've been working on, and I have nothing to report on it yet, but I am working on, for those who've watched my other channel or just know, I had an Etsy store for a long time, a vintage Etsy store. I did start selling some signed copies of my books in the store, along with the vintage items that I sold. And I shut the store down beginning of this year to focus on writing. So one of the things I've been working on is getting the store back up and running, but not as a vintage store, just as a store to sell signed copies of my books and other, related things related to my books or whatever. So there's nothing, it's not started yet. So, but that is something I've also been working on, is to get that, up and running again, as a place to sell signed copies and ship those directly to customers. So that my goal was to get that done by the beginning of June, but we're a few days away from the beginning of June, and I don't think I'm gonna be there, but we'll see. I might have some time to work on that tomorrow, and might actually get a few things up and going. And it'll be like a little by little thing. Like I won't necessarily have it all going at once. So maybe like, you know, say by the middle of June, I'll be like, okay, you know, grand opening or something. But I'll keep you posted on that. And yeah, just let you know how that's going. So that's where I'm at. And my neighbors are noisy, always. So sorry about all the background noise, guys. So that's all I have for you this week. Been kind of a quiet week on the writing front. Maybe I'll have more to report next week. I will have more to report next week because I'll have my author income report for you, which might look kind of pathetic, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes when I actually tally up all the numbers. Anyway, this is Awkward Author. My name is Alyssa Grasso. Again, I put out this show every week. Just keeping you posted, letting you know what I'm doing, how my life is going as an author. If you want to know more about me, you can visit my website, which is alyssagrosso.com, ALISSAGROSSO.com. And yeah, subscribe, like, whatever. I will see you guys all and talk to you all again next week. So stay cool, everyone.